What is going on, guys? Chuck here for BassGorilla again, and today I'm gonna walk you through the process of processing my drums and show you a few tricks I've learned over the years. And let's go! Choosing the right drum is kind of genre specific. I'm doing mostly trap, so I'm gonna show you how I choose my drums. And yeah, my target is to get my drums as loud as possible without really distorting them. I mean, sometimes they can distort, but most of the time it doesn't sound that good. So let's go. When it comes to sample selection, it really depends on your style you want to make. So I recommend you to reference some of your favorite tracks if you want to go in that kind of style, or just go through some sample packs till you find something good. I'm going to show you the process of maybe referencing some of the tracks you like, and I'm going to go with a track of mine. So I've chosen a track of mine just because of copyright, and I'm going to play it to you, and then I'm going to show you how we can get some cool drums out of it. I've isolated the kick and the snare for my track, just so we have a reference for later. If we don't know where to go with the sound, this kind of helps to know what's missing. With kicks and snare, I recommend you to download some cool sample packs for the genre you want to go for. I have a folder called Artists here, and there I have some of my favorite artists sample packs. Most of the time I'm going for the Nitty Gritty or Wiki Remedy kit, or maybe some Fabio Masur sample packs, so I recommend you check them out. We are gonna go for the kick, and I'm gonna search in some sample packs. Let's start with the Nitty Gritty sample pack. I kinda like the nitty kick, so we're gonna go with this. I've picked up from a video of Tynan this cool kick and snare rack, which is basically just a glue compressor and a saturator with pretty drastic values, which kind of crunches the kick. Wow, that's a difference. It already sounds pretty cool. Another cool thing to do is to put an OTT on. Right now it sounds pretty so you recognize it loses a lot of volume, so let's compensate that with putting up 15 dB of output. Let's put the time up at 1000. Already sounds pretty crunchy, doesn't it? Let's put an EQ after it, or actually before the compression, and have a pretty harsh high cut at around 30. Maybe put it after the OTT. Just kind of gives it this nice little tight low end. We can also boost like some of the frequencies at around 200. To give it that nice punch. Another cool thing to do is to put on a transient shaper. I recommend you to go with either the Transient Master by Native Instruments, this one, or the Kilohertz Transient Shaper. And I'm gonna go with a kilohertz one for now. So a transient shaper basically just increases, or you can decrease the attack of a sound or the sustain of a sound. So you get this nice clicky transients. I'm gonna pull up the attack first pretty drastically so you hear the effect. So this is a bit too much, so I'm gonna put this at around 15. And with the sustain you can change how long the sound is gonna be. So you can pretty cool see it down here. It just lowers the volume of the tail. So when we put it down, the kick gets shorter. And if we pull it up, it kind of gets longer or louder after time. We can play a bit with the speed, which kind of determines how fast the transient shaper reacts. So if we put it up to pretty drastic values, it's more of a clicky sound. And if we lower it, the effect is not that big. So I'm gonna put it around 30% here. You can also activate the clip mode, so it just ensures the kick doesn't go or the sound doesn't go over 0 dB. I'm gonna deactivate it for now because I kind of like how it sounds, this distorted. Maybe we can put it down a bit. So I think that's already a pretty cool kick. Maybe we can give it some more high end. Or get rid of some high end. So let's hear it without any effects. Yeah, pretty drastic results. Let's see it in comparison with the kick of the track we referenced. I think it's a pretty cool result. So, as always, I recommend you to freeze and flatten the sound. Then smooth it out a bit, maybe shorten it. Like that, consolidate it. And then we're gonna crop the sample. Drag the whole kick channel into your favorite folder. There we go. Now the kick should sound like that. Cool. Rename it to your artist name and kick 1. Put it into your kick folder. And you're good to go. So let's continue with the snare. For the snare, it's kind of the same process. You find a cool sample and then you process it. Another cool way is to layer your snare, so you have a few different sounds with different timbres, and then you get a pretty unique snare. But we first start with choosing a cool sample. So let's go in the artist sample pack again here. And let's find a cool snare. Maybe we can go for the Remedy kit for now. Let's see. First we're gonna put on the kick and snare rack again. Yes, this also works on snares pretty good. So maybe we can turn down the drive and the makeup a bit. Pretty cool. And then we can put on an equalizer, get rid of the low end, and maybe boost some of the cool resonant sounds here. Then we can maybe put up a transient shaper again, or you can choose like the transient shaping enhance preset, which is a preset for the drum bus that came with Ableton Live 10, which is pretty cool too. I'm gonna put down the dry wet a bit. So let's hear the difference. So it's basically just a bit louder. Let's get rid of some of the high end. And maybe we can try to put on an OTT on the snare too. Let's see how this sounds. It kind of sounds cool, but I'm missing some high end now. Let's see how this sounds. Yeah, let's try to layer it now with another sound. I'm gonna choose a clap for now. Maybe something wide like this would sound pretty cool on top of this. Let's shorten it a bit. Sounds pretty tight. Let's equalize it. And maybe we can put another layer of a percussion underneath. I'm searching for like a metallic percussion, something like this. Maybe we can go with this one and shorten it a bit too. And maybe get rid of the attack here. Turn it down a bit, and we can play with the transposition of this sound. Put a glue compressor on the group. And maybe you can put another equalizer before it. And just shape the sound a bit more. Get rid of some of the harsh frequencies here. And maybe we can put a transient shaper on top of the whole sound again. Maybe we can pull up the clap a bit. And then we can even try to change the snare sample again, so we can get a few different sounds out of it. I'm gonna duplicate it for now, so we have this one safe. And let's look for another sample. Maybe this has like a nice tail. Let's see how this, how this sounds. Get rid of the long tail. Maybe we can layer this with the original one. And down here you can activate the track delay. You can delay single tracks. Well, let's play with it a bit. So maybe we can put this back a bit and pull the clap in front a bit, and maybe the percussion a bit behind. I think that's a pretty cool snare. Let's record the channel. And yeah, you know the process. I'm gonna consolidate it, crop the sample, and put it in my favorite folder. Chuck trap snare 1. And there we go, put it into your snare folder. Oops, already got a few snares already, so I'm gonna call it trap snare 8. And there you have it amongst all your other snares. So, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comment, and I'm gonna put the kick and snare rack and the sounds we've made in the description. See you next time.